Donald and Douglas, the Scottish twins, did not mind what job they did. Coaches or trucks, it was all the same to them. Which meant, as often as not, they pulled trucks since the big engines all disliked them. You don't really like them, do you? James asked in amazement. Och, it's all work, remarked Douglas. If we didn't do it, some other body would. James marvelled. He hated trucks himself, but he had to admit that Donald and Douglas, besides Edward, managed to make them behave better than anyone else did. The secret was that the trucks had not forgotten an incident when Douglas had smashed into a spikeball brake van. It had been an accident really, but no one told the trucks, and they still thought that Douglas had done it on purpose.
Keep on the right side of those, Tim,
the trucks said to each other when either of the twins was about. One day, Donald and Douglas had to take a heavily loaded goods train to the other railway and bring back another. The train was running smoothly. "Och, we got this train looked into shape," said Donald. "Aye," agreed Douglas. Little did the twins realise was a chain or two was afoot. At the level crossing there were no gates. Trevor the traction engine had been struggling with a cartload of hay, and upon crossing the tracks the cart's wheels had broken off. He tooted his whistle to warn approaching engines, but it was no use when he heard an unfamiliar whistle. "Oh!" groaned Donald as he saw the cart straight in front of him. He tried to stop, but his brakes wouldn't hold him. "Ouch!" he exclaimed a moment later. Donald had derailed and come off the track, but neither he or his crew were badly hurt. But Donald was cross though. "It's your own fault," said Douglas unsympathetically. "You should keep a better lookout. I've no patience with you." "Pooh!" retorted Donald huffily. The mess was soon cleared and the twins were back on their way. But neither one of them spoke to each other for the rest of the day. Not a word. And that evening the twins even slept in separate sheds. Douglas slept at Knapford, while Donald slept at Tidmouth. The twins didn't speak to each other the next day either, as they set off separately to work. Donald helped Doug deliver coal trucks around the island. While Douglas delivered diesel oil to the depot. "I say, Doc," Donald asked that afternoon, "when Diesel came to the railway on his first day for his trial, did you tell him to collect your trucks or other trucks?" Doc pondered, remembering. "I strictly told him to collect my trucks, and he collected old ones instead and wrecked them," he told Donald. "Then why," objected Donald, "have you put those trucks on the far line when I asked you to put them in the middle line?" he said. "I thought you said you wanted them on the far line," Doc replied. "No, I did not," answered Donald crossly. "Honestly, I thought you of all engines would listen, unlike those diesels." Doug felt bad. "At least Douglas would have listened," Donald sighed, "when he actually could listen." Sighed Doug grimly. Later, Doug took some trucks to Callan Station, where he met Douglas, who was shunting trucks. "I'm worried about Donald, Douglas. This whole feud between you both, when is it going to end?" "Who knows?" sighed Douglas, but deep down he was still cross with Donald. "Well, it must be stopped before it gets worse," said Doug sternly. "It's bad for the railway, and a fat controller may change his mind and might send you back to Scotland, both of you, for good. I believe you could end it, Douglas." "Oh, maybe so. But how?" asked Douglas gloomily. "I've an idea," Doug explained. "Talk to Donald. Favour him with a word tonight." "I'll try my best," replied Douglas, "but don't expect any good resolutions." So that night, Douglas took Duck's advice and went to see Donald. "I was just passing," said Douglas. "So you've come to say you're sorry then?" asked Donald sternly. "I've nothing to be sorry for," answered Douglas crossly. "You just go to sleep in your shed like a sensible engine and stop talking nonsense for your mistake." Donald was offended. Instead of going to sleep, he became even more determined to pay Douglas out. Next day, Donald was still cross and his driver wasn't watching where they were going. "Look out!" shouted Doug, but it was too late. Donald's crew was shaken but not hurt. "Help, Duck!" Donald groaned. "Get me out!" But Duck couldn't. Donald was way too heavy for him to haul on his own, so he went for help. At Callan, Douglas was still shunting as Duck raced into the yard. "Leave those trucks, please, Douglas," he cried urgently. "Donald has come off the rails and I can't haul him back on my own." Douglas was still cross with Donald. "I won't go," he said. "Let him jolly well stay there. It serves him right for blaming me about that accident." "But what if it was you?" his driver asked severely. "Do you think you deserve to stay there all night too?" Douglas was sorry at once. "No, I wouldn't," he said. "We must rescue Donald because I know he would have done the same for me no matter what." He hurried away. He was soon chained up and puffed with all his might as Donald was gently hauled back onto the rails. "Phew! Thank you, Dougie," said Donald. "I'm sorry I was rude. That incident served me right for being such a dishonest engine." "I'm sorry I was rude too," added Douglas. "I'm just relieved that you weren't seriously hurt. But can we be friends again, please?" Donald was delighted to agree, and Duck was glad to see that the twins were back together.